Did you know that some foods can make your insulin resistance worse and actually damage your brain over time? Many people focus on blood sugar numbers, but few understand the deeper connection between insulin, the brain, and long-term diseases like Alzheimer's, also known as type 3 diabetes. Imagine eating something as simple as a slice of white bread with butter, thinking it's just a carb and a fat, when in reality, that combo can trigger a spike in blood sugar, raise free fatty acids, and disrupt your insulin receptors. Over time, this damage affects more than just your metabolism. It slowly shrinks your brain. This video isn't just about lowering your glucose levels. It's about protecting your brain, avoiding cognitive decline, and making smart dietary choices that support your body and mind. We'll uncover how different foods impact insulin sensitivity, why simply avoiding carbs isn't the full solution, and what you can actually eat to reverse insulin resistance naturally. If you're tired of quick fix advice and want to know what truly works for long-term health, especially brain health, you're in the right place. Let's get into the science-backed truth about food and insulin resistance. Let's start with what insulin resistance really does. Your brain can absorb glucose without insulin, but when insulin resistance takes hold, it messes with the entire system. One major consequence is a rise in triglycerides, those fats in your bloodstream that cause inflammation and damage blood vessels, including the ones in your brain. When that happens, your brain doesn't get the nutrients it needs. Over time, this leads to the loss of brain cells, not just poor function, but actual shrinkage of brain tissue. Many people think blood sugar is the main problem, but it's deeper than that. It's about what's happening behind the scenes, how your cells are functioning, how your appetite is controlled, and how your fat metabolism is influencing your brain. For example, eating butter with bread not only raises your blood sugar, it also downregulates your insulin receptors, making it harder for your body to process energy properly. This process damages the mitochondria in your cells, reducing energy production and increasing oxidative stress. So, the issue isn't just sugar. It's fat combined with refined carbs that leads to long-term damage, and it's not something a pill or crash diet can fix. Now here's something most people don't realize. Even if you cut carbs and rely only on fat or go on a ketogenic diet, your body still struggles with insulin resistance, especially if you're not eating the right kind of fats. Saturated and emulsified fats, like those in fried foods or creamy sauces, can trigger what's called metabolic endotoxemia, where toxins like lipopolysaccharides leak into your bloodstream, fueling chronic inflammation. This inflammation affects every part of your body, but it's especially harmful to your brain. It reduces blood flow, increases oxidative damage, and weakens the blood-brain barrier, your brain's protective shield. That's why people with high triglycerides often experience poor appetite control, fatigue, and brain fog. What's worse is that high-fat diets can make it harder to tolerate even small amounts of healthy carbs later. So when you go back to eating whole grains or fruits, your blood sugar spikes dramatically. The better approach is not to eliminate all carbs, but to choose the right ones, those packed with fiber and antioxidants, like beans, vegetables, and whole grains. These support healthy glucose metabolism, stabilize energy levels, and protect your brain long-term. So what's the solution? First, understand that energy isn't the problem. Modern diets provide more than enough. The real issue is nutrient quality. Your brain needs glucose for structure, not just energy. Glucose helps build DNA, cell membranes, neurotransmitters, and even connective tissue that supports your blood vessels and organs. If you deprive your body of healthy glucose sources, it begins breaking down your muscles to create glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis. That's why people on restrictive low-carb diets often lose muscle mass and feel weaker over time, especially if they're not exercising. And without adequate glucose, your brain can't repair or grow new cells. This is critical in preventing dementia. You don't just need ketones or fat. You need the right type of carbohydrates that come with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. Think legumes, leafy greens, colorful vegetables, and moderate amounts of whole fruits. These foods improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and support your cognitive function. It's not about removing entire food groups. It's about making smarter swaps. So before you follow the latest diet trend or influencer advice, ask yourself, will this help my brain and body function better in the long run? Conclusion: if you want to reverse insulin resistance and protect your brain, start with food that supports both energy and structure. Eliminate the processed fats and refined carbs. Focus on fiber-rich, whole plant foods. Your brain isn't just counting calories. It's building its future. Eat smart and stay sharp for life.